How beautiful. How
I
beautiful.
want her to see because that is what she will embody.
Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to another episode of Parenthood. This is the space where we bring you real stories from real parents. And today's guest is someone very special for me. I first came across Sukanya Venkatraghavan through her book Dark Things, a world so hauntingly beautiful that it stayed with me long after I finished reading it. I also followed her on Twitter back in those days, and I've been a bit of a fan ever since. I've long wanted to sit down with her for a face to face conversation, but never quite had an excuse or reason to make it happen until now with this podcast. Sukanya is a writer and storyteller whose imagination flows across worlds through her books and her explorations in astrology. But beyond her creative brilliance, she is also a partner, a mother, and a human navigating the daily symphony of love, chaos, and laughter. She has been married to her best friend, Venkat, for almost 24 years, a partnership full of inside jokes, shared philosophies, and a beautiful rhythm of life built together. And together they parent their 6 years old daughter, Katha, whose arrival through adoption has brought magic, joy, and also all the maddening, challenging, and fulfilling moments that parenthood inevitably delivers. I am so delighted that we finally get to have this conversation today, Sukanya. Thank you for joining us on Parenthood. Thank you so
I,
much.
I'm so glad to be here, and I'm so glad you didn't tell me to introduce myself because I'm very bad at that. You were a little too kind, I think, but I'll take it. I'll take it today.
Thank you, thank you. And if because you're a storyteller, if your life were a storybook, what would its title be, and which chapter you'd say you are living right now?
I don't know what the title would be. You know what my Instagram bio says, the my personal page.
Yeah.
It says there are no fun facts about me. None. I always, although I've written fantasy so
Yeah.
far, I always think if I wrote a book about myself or about motherhood, I would be more Tina Fey or Irma Brombeck. I don't know if the current generation knows about Irma Brombeck at all, but I had a good many laughs because she was so sardonic about motherhood, but she never put her kids down,
Yeah.
at the
Yeah.
same time. She made fun of them. Like Zarna Garg today,
Yeah.
so famous.
Yeah.
She, I mean, she's hilarious at the same time, deep down that she's in love with her kids. And
Yeah.
that's why she's making fun of them. So I think my book would be a little like that. I wouldn't take myself too seriously. What chapter am I on? I don't know. I feel like 200 years old. So this would be like if George R. R. Martin was writing my book and he's not reached that book yet. He's not writing only. It would be like that if I was, that would be the
Wow.
chapter I'm on, yet to
Wow.
write.
Wow. And I'd love for our listeners to meet your family through your eyes. Could you introduce us to Venkat and Katha? Maybe share a little bit about your household dynamic. What makes it uniquely yours?
So I'll start with Venkat. I was 23 years old working in Chennai for a television channel. And I had no intention of getting married. My family wanted to get me married because
Yeah.
I think I was pretty much a pain in the A for them. And they were like, we're going to look. And if you like, then we'll see. And I'm like, yeah, you keep looking. You keep looking.
Mm.
And my intention was to not agree because I wanted to move to Bombay and I wanted to make films. This was my dream 24, 25 years ago. But then nothing was working out majorly. And then my mom's best friend at that time, who was also my English teacher,
Uh-huh.
she met another English professor at one of those teachers' camps. And this lady happened to tell her that my son, I'm looking out for him, but he's so different and he's so picky in his own way that I'm not really finding the kind of girl he wants. And my English teacher told her, I think I know exactly who you need. So the mums introduced us through email, and we emailed each other for about 6 months. Then we met. And I don't know, when I met him, I felt like I was meeting an old friend, like who I hadn't been in touch with for a bit. That was literally how I felt. And we had some common ground that I honestly don't have with most people.
Hmm.
It was a rare common ground that we had. Love for mythology, for books, certain kind of books, certain way we thought, our thinking. Of course, I was very young then. So was he. Now I like to believe I've evolved. So we got married. And here we are 24 years later. Of course, motherhood happened much later because I, I my career was going great as a film journalist. At the same time, I had some infertility issues. Not that it bothered me too much, but I decided to pause that journey. And I picked it up when I turned 40. I said,
Oh,
I'd like to experience motherhood.
yeah.
That's how Katha came into our lives because I was like, there's no way any another human being is coming out of me at this point of my life. So I'm not even going to try. So let's go down the route of adoption.
Yeah. Yeah. What is she like as a person? Tell us
She
about
is 6 going on 16. I feel like because I'm also into astrology, I'm an astrologer. I'm a student of astrology, actually. And I've seen my chart at least. I truly believe she's a great grandmother, great grandmother reincarnated as my daughter.
Wow.
It's truly what I think
Mm.
because she's really like that with me. She has uh sh- and I've always been told this child speaks way beyond her age. Like,
Mm.
she's emotionally intelligent way beyond her age. And so she mothers me, I think, or rather she childs me. I don't know how to say it. But she teaches me something every day. She calls me out. If there's one person who can call me out, it's my 6-year-old girl. Not too many people can do that. She can. She can call me out. Why
Yeah.
are you being so shouty? Why
Mm.
do you have to that for that thing? You need not have said it in that voice, na? You can say it in a nicer voice, na? And I'm like,
Hmm.
yeah, you're right. I could have said it nicer. I'm sorry. Let's try again.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I've got a
Sounds.
teacher, grandmother, daughter, boss, all rolled into one with her.
And how have the conversations been with Katha? Does she know that she's adopted, and what happens in the household
She's
around
known
that?
from day one of her comprehension,
Mm-hmm.
a very young age. A cousin of mine gifted us a book called Love Makes a Family, which
Yes.
has different kinds. So Sophie Beer, I love Sophie Beer. She's a great artist, and her books are also really beautiful. So I used that book initially to show here are different kind of families, right? And initially she wouldn't really get it. As she grew older, so here's the thing, okay? And I know I have a beautiful community of adoptive parents and kids around me. Strangely, the village was presented to me, and I think that if you had adopted, say, 25 years ago, 30 years ago, you probably went through your whole life not meeting another set of parents who were adopted or another kid who was adopted. So you could never see yourself in somebody else. You never had somebody to share your experience, who knew what you felt. Here
Yes.
from day one, I had parents who knew exactly what I was going through. Right?
Hmm.
And Katha, some of her 2 or 3 of her closest friends are actually adopted today. The kids
Hmm.
that she hangs out on a daily basis, it just happened. We have
Hmm.
not orchestrated this.
Right.
So, coming back to the point of how do we tell her, one is that it becomes everyday conversation. It's not like again in the movies where you sit the child down and you say,
Yeah.
हमें तुम्हें कुछ बताना है तुम्हारी जिंदगी के बारे में बहुत बड़ी राज है nothing from day one. She's been hearing that, oh, जब कथा को आश्रम से लेके आए थे ना तो उसने ये पिंक पहना था तो
Hmm.
आश्रम में वो दीदी ने उसके साथ वो ऐसे करती थी. So she's heard this word ashram. She's heard the word जब लेके आए थे आश्रम से.
Hmm.
It's a very positive memory and conversation in this house.
Right.
There is no shame.
Yeah.
There is no secrecy,
Hmm.
right? And the Katha is completely invited to be absolutely open in whatever she wants to ask.
Hmm.
So we went from initially saying that Appa and Amma, she calls us Appa and Amma, we are South Indians,
Hmm.
wanted a baby. Amma couldn't grow one in her tummy, so she started growing you in her heart. And then
Oh.
and then you were born in an ashram far away. And then we went and got you from there, and that's how we became. By the time she was about 3.5, 4, so initially she would shut down a little bit. She would be like, I want you to be my mom and dad from day one. Why was I alone in that ashram for a while? So initially, so I remember telling a couple of my other adoptive parents, who are my friends, that I've shut this conversation down right now. I'm not
Mm.
telling her the story because she seems very sensitive about it. But we continued the normalization at home.
Mm.
When you came home on this day, that happened. This is what you would eat and drink there. This is what you were wearing, that sort of thing. But I shut down the whole fairy tale aspect of it.
Yeah.
Suddenly, she wanted to know one day. One day, she said, Amma, where was I born and whose tummy was I born in? I don't know. Maybe she heard
Mm.
something about somebody coming out of somebody's tummy at school or something else. I realized this the child is ready. The thing with children is they ask you, they're ready.
Yeah.
You know. So that day, I introduced the concept of tummy mummy to.
Mm.
I said you were born in someone else's tummy. She
Mm.
couldn't take care of you. So, and then Amma was anyway growing you in her heart, right? So the ashram called us and said, here's your baby once you were born. And then we came and got you. Now, of course, this is still a very frou-frou, fluffy, beautiful, fairy tale-ish story. And I know that as she grows older, she is going to ask the more complicated questions.
Mm.
Our job as parents is to make sure that she feels completely safe when she lands on those questions.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
she lands on those questions,
Mm. Mm.
she knows there's a safety net under.
Yeah.
She knows she's loved, she's cherished, and she tells me, I think every time before sleeping, I tell her, thank you for choosing me to be your mom. Thank you for choosing me as your mom. And she's like, I didn't choose you. I was a baby. You chose me. And I'm like, no, when you grow older, you'll understand that you chose me too. Like
Mm.
in our hearts, we chose each other.
Mm.
So I don't know how successful I'll be, Neha, but I think what I hope will happen is that she will feel extremely safe
Mm.
when those uncomfortable feelings come up. If they do,
Yeah.
they will. Of course, they will, because adopted kids already come with a very strong sense of abandonment.
Yeah.
We work through it every day. Every day, we work through her sense of her the trauma of abandonment. But I hope that the way we are raising her, she will have that safety net when she lands with
Mm.
those uncomfortable questions. So she
Mm.
has told me, I want to meet my tummy mummy. So I've been honest. I said, we don't really know where your tummy mummy is, right?
Yeah.
But when you grow up and if you're really curious, maybe we can find out.
Mm.
I'm honest with her. I
Yeah.
give her the answer I give a grown up.
Mm.
I
Mm.
give her the same answer. I do not try and sugarcoat it beyond a point.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I do not actually know anything about the tummy mummy, so that helps. I'm not lying, right?
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
India, that's one thing. And in America, you open adoptions where sometimes you know everything about the parents,
Yeah.
right? India, you know how it is. So it helps me, to be honest, because I said we don't know anything about her. When we when you grow up, we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she says that as of now, she says, oh, I'm special because I'm a tummy baby and a heart baby. I'm special. I have superpowers. This is what she says.
Beautiful. And let me know if I'm overstepping here, but is there a sense of ever is there a sense of that you can't really be too harsh with her because she's adopted, or in your way of being, are you, because you don't have a comparative reference,
Yes.
sure, that
I
would.
don't have a biological child with whom I'm
Yes.
behaving differently than
Yes,
yes.
but in your head or heart, does it ever occur to you that I should, I'm walking on eggshells with her, or
No.
something of that sort?
I I want to be very clear here. I'm not a gentle parent. I know that's a very in thing to say. I'm a whatever works parent.
Yeah,
Whatever works in that moment parent. Okay. And I'm
yeah.
definitely not here to spare her feelings, especially if she's wrong or behaving. I like any mom. I've also struggled with her growing up, tantrums, meltdowns, uh, all these things. I've had the same struggles as the next person. And I remember seeing something, this parenting expert, and I really try and steer clear of those parenting expert videos, but they find me anyway on Instagram. But one really spoke to me was, she said, all feelings are acceptable,
Hmm.
or all feelings are welcome, all behaviors are not.
Hmm.
I think that's true for adults too. You can apply
Yeah.
this to adults too, right?
Yeah.
Your feelings are valid, but not the way you're behaving, right? And with Katha, I think right now, and that first month was that first month. After that, I'm her mother.
Hmm.
That's it. Let's remove any prefixes or
Yeah.
suffixes. I am her mother.
Yes.
And I'm a very Indian mother.
Hmm.
You know, why? Because I told you so. I'm okay saying that, Neha.
Yeah.
Why? Because I told you so. I am your mother.
Hmm.
You know, I am a whatever works parent. And I'm also a perimenopausal parent, 48 years old, you know. So I do have a bit of mom rage. I'm going to be very honest about it.
Yeah.
I I think that when you have a child, no
Hmm.
matter how you have the child, right,
Yeah.
biological or adopted, you come to face with yourself in a way that you never have before.
Yeah.
I'm sure you know this, right?
Yes.
You learn the ugliest, the spikiest, the most unhealed parts of you come knocking.
Yes.
And I want to say this to anybody who's watching this podcast. If you are a mom in this world, okay, go to therapy.
Hmm.
Every mom needs to go to therapy because we are navigating a world that never existed before.
Yes.
Kind of consumerism that we deal with today, the screen time, return gift culture, birthday party culture, school culture, you know. Um, we don't know how to parent these kids because we've never had a press. And I say this particular generation is like that.
Yeah.
This world has not existed in this form even 5 years ago,
Yeah.
right? So no, I don't walk around eggshells with her because I don't want a child who does not know what it is like to go out into the world.
Yeah.
I feel like, and I can only speak for what I observe, it's not a judgment. There is a certain level of micro parenting that's happening today. There's a certain level, and yes, the world is such today. We have to protect our kids. I remember by the time I was 7 or 8, I grew up in a small town. I was walking even at twilight to my friend's house on my own, unaccompanied
Yeah.
if I needed to get a book. Summer vacations, I would leave the house in the morning, come back at night, and come back hungry and dirty, and my mom would see me then. Right? She didn't worry about where I was, but that was a very different world. And
Yeah.
I know today we wouldn't let our kids cross the road alone.
Yeah.
We would go to the next building alone, right?
Yeah.
If mums hesitate to even drop off their kids alone for play dates.
Yes.
Um, and I think that while the world is like that, and that's why we have become like that, there is a certain level of micro parenting and overprotectiveness that we have brought into our parenting today. We have raised, it's very likely these kids are going to grow up without any problem solving abilities. They
Yeah.
are going to crumble at the most minor of inconveniences
Yeah.
because they don't know what inconveniences are.
Yeah. And we are solving their problems for them even before the problems come.
Exactly. We are solving their problems for them. We are not letting them experience life as it should be experienced. We are so overprotected. They are only going in cars. They don't know what it is like to walk a small distance. I'm talking about city kids, and I'm sure there are mums who will watch this episode who will say that's not how my child is. I like I said, I'm talking about my observation. Okay.
Yeah.
City kids today, they average 5, 6 year old.
Yeah.
No problem solving abilities, absolutely. And will crumble at the most minor of inconveniences because they do not know what an inconvenience is to begin
Yeah.
with. Everything is
Yeah.
done for them.
Yeah.
So I feel somewhere, and it's very interesting that we're recording the podcast at this time because I've been talking to my friends for the last 2 weeks about the parenting crisis that I feel like I'm in, where I just feel like, what is going on? Like, how are we raising our kids? I really think we have to reevaluate that often,
Yes.
if not all the time,
Yes.
in the current world.
Yeah.
Because we don't even know, like AI, are there going to be jobs 20 years later?
Yeah.
What are we training our kids for? What is the
Yeah.
education for? We
Yeah.
don't know that. This
Yeah.
problem wasn't there 20 years ago.
Yeah.
You know what you were training your kid for.
Yeah.
You know that if your child studied this, they could become this.
Yeah.
Our kids, no clue.
Yeah.
No clue,
Hmm.
right? We don't know if we are sending them off into a zombie apocalypse in 20 years, because that's quite possible.
Yeah.
That is probably what they're going into, right? Sorry, I became very dark suddenly. To answer your question,
No.
no walking around eggshells.
Yeah.
All feelings are welcome, all behaviors are not. I am your mother.
Hmm.
And yes, am I scared that when she turns into a moody teenager, she'll turn around and say, "Oh, you're not getting me my iPhone because you're not my biological mother." So be it.
Hmm.
Sorry, I'm not your biological mother. I'm your adopted mother. I am your mother. The word mother
Hmm.
still there
Yeah.
it's still there. Deal with it,
Yeah.
right? Um, because I don't believe in pussyfooting around kids because every child comes with their own set of uh capabilities and what they can't do immediately, their own landscape of emotional intelligence. And it's my job as a mother to recognize exactly what she's capable of in both these contexts, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And not overprotect her.
Yeah.
With adopted kids, anyway, there's no overprotection.
Hmm.
I am, especially if you operate the way I do, and some of my friends do who have adopted kids, we are open from day one.
Hmm.
Can of worms or the Pandora's box has been open since day one. Now what to walk on eggshells, yeah.
Ah, that's true.
The biggest thing that has to be addressed with them is being addressed every single day without shame, without secrecy, without guilt.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, why would I walk around eggshells over small? I'm not going to sweat the small shit then.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely not.
True. And I want to talk about something you said earlier about your village being handed to you. Tell us about that. Tell us about who your village is and how did you find it? And
Absolutely blessed. I grew up. We live in I would say, a slightly greener area of Bombay than you would expect. There are 6 parks in the vicinity.
wow.
Katha's just grown up in these parks, especially
Hmm.
one. For some reason, I found the mums and the kids that absolutely have each other's back. That is
Hmm.
one side. Okay. The other side is just when I was registering for adoption, a friend's friend was also doing the same. So we connected. We knew each other from a very long time. And our adoption journeys were very close and very similar. At the same time, I joined this Facebook group called For Heart Babies.
Hmm.
So we had, and this is the village that I talk about, this is important. The ashram that we got Katha from wanted us to go to a government hospital and do our test. They probably didn't want us to fake the test with a private doctor. I get it.
Yeah.
But government hospital means it would have taken us 20 days to get the test results.
Yeah.
But to even do all that, it was an entire
Yeah. Gamut of.
gamut. I was like, please let me go to my GP who I'm going to forever. No, we need it from a government hospital. नहीं तो आप इधर आइए हम लोग इधर करा के दे देंगे आपको. I said नहीं नहीं मैं देख लूँ. And I'm thinking if I could get to know someone at a government hospital, we'll do all the tests, but just someone who could accelerate it because we want to go pick up our baby,
Yes.
right? Didn't know anybody. Nobody in my immediate circle, nobody in my not immediate circle also. But I joined that Heart Babies group and in desperation, I said, our referral has come, but this is what they expect from us. Is there anyone who can help? And there was a stranger who appeared out of nowhere. She also hadn't gotten her referral yet. She was also a waiting parent.
Hmm.
She DM'd me saying, I actually know the dean of so and so hospital. Call me. This person that I didn't know from Adam
Hmm.
made the process easier for me. And we
Right.
were on a flight 3 days later to get our baby, where it would have taken us 20 days.
Wow.
The village does appear when you want, right?
Hmm.
So we are friends today. Her child is also like, she's 1 year younger than Katha.
Hmm.
So I don't know how this has happened, Neha. It's just, even for Katha, her point of reference for adoption is not difficult at all because there are 2 kids who come and play with the one child who comes almost every day to play, another one who's in school with her. Both of them are adopted. And
Hmm.
their parents have the very similar approaches when it comes to talking about adoption. There's no shame, there's no secrecy, right? I don't know. When you asked me to talk about this village, I have goose flesh because when I was growing up and I heard about the one-off adopted child, I only heard a negative story.
Yeah.
That they felt that they feel really alienated, they don't feel connected, they they have all sorts of psychological issues. And I never heard a positive adoption story, to be honest,
Yeah.
till I adopted one myself.
Hmm.
And I have to say that this is how the universe conspires, right?
Yeah.
Truly, this is how the universe conspires.
Yeah.
The village does appear if you truly, truly want to have that village.
Wow, wow. I am having goosebumps as you are speaking about it. And tell us, Sukanya, were there any myths or misconceptions in your head about adoption and about raising an adoptive baby that got busted right after you got Katha?
No, I didn't read any books or anything. Let
Hmm.
Why talk about adoption? What about the myths of parenting? Like,
Yeah.
I see all these IG reels and I'm laughing, and I'm actually laughing at myself because it's like, oh, I won't let my child have screen time. I won't let my child eat chips. And you're like, wait until you get a child. The child is screaming. You're like, yo, take the packet of chips. Just leave me alone for 5 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Never say never with parenting, right?
Yeah.
Each day is a new story. With adoption, it was a concern, not like it kept me up at night about
Yeah.
how people would react.
Uh,
Again, I have to say, starting from my family. In
hmm.
fact, it was my grandmother who said, why don't you adopt? My grandma is 86 years old.
Hmm.
So when she was 80, she told me, why don't you adopt? Came from
Hmm.
my 80-year-old grandma, right?
Yeah.
Uh, Starting from my family, the reactions have been only positive. And if there were some negative reactions,
They
A,
will
they,
always be.
no, I didn't hear them too much,
Hmm.
except one
Hmm.
or two. B, a lot of times what comes across as wrong or what do you call it? What is a word? Inquisitive, or is actually coming from a place of not knowing
Yes.
and not having the education
Yeah.
about adoption, not having enough information, or saying, I get this all the time. Oh my God, you did such a noble thing. Oh
Yeah.
my God, you were such a good human being. You did such a amazing thing by adopting a child. It's not charity.
Hmm. It's not charity.
I am not a noble person. I'm a selfish person. In fact, I wanted a family. I wanted to experience motherhood. Right? Some people might
Yeah.
see this as a shortcut,
Yeah.
you know. And it took me some time as I grew in my journey as a mother to not be affronted by it,
Hmm.
to actually handle it with a laugh and say, I know I went to somebody and they wanted to see her photograph and I showed her. And they said, oh my God, she's so cute. From where did you source her? I was like,
This
I
is
didn't
not a
source
keyboard.
her. These are not organic farm grown mangoes that you source from some. She's a living, breathing human being, right? So it took me a while to understand that not everything is intended
Hmm.
negatively. It really comes from a place of not knowing, of
Yeah.
unfamiliarity to
Hmm.
this kind of a situation. So,
Yeah.
myths, I would say, maybe people, or because of my experiences when I was growing up, of whatever few adopted kids I knew, I was worried that there would be a lot of negativity around
Hmm.
it. I did read one book. I'm not going to name it here because in case there's a parent in waiting and they read the book and they get something positive out of it, so be it. So I will not name it. I did read a very respected, very uh, old. It's quite a old book. Like it's about 2025 or maybe even older book on adoption, which was recommended everywhere. Any adoption site you go, they recommend that book. I picked up the book. I started reading it, 60 pages, and I said, I'm done, because
Hmm.
that book only said your child will not love you, that abandonment trauma is going to come in the way. They are going to never forgive you for taking them away from their birth, depending on the situation. It was an American author,
Hmm.
blah, blah, blah. And I said, you know what? I'm fine. I don't need to read these books anymore. I will deal with it with
Yeah.
pure instinct. The same instinct I would have used had I been a biological parent, I
Hmm.
will use for my child because I have that instinct. I'm a mother now,
Yeah.
right? That instinct is there in me. Uh, so didn't read any of those books, to be honest. And if anything, I would like to write a children's book on adoption.
Oh yeah, that'll be so
That
good to
dispels the
see.
myths and misconceptions about adoption, but through a child's lens.
When are you
It
getting
works.
started?
Well, I'm a writer, so I'm always started. I have, it is in the works, projects in the pipeline, but I don't know when I'm going to actually get down to it and do it. It will happen very soon.
Hmm. We look forward to it. And tell me about, Venkat and you, how your relationship has evolved over the years, especially once parenting entered the mix. How you said that, you have the same philosophy when it comes to parenting. So tell us about that. Tell us about how your relationship has evolved.
So we are, like I told you before, we are best friends. Like, even if we fight, we have literally made up in the next second because we can't be sulky with each other. It's too much. We just want to be silly again. We want to say, crack some silly joke. That's how we operate. I'm actually jealous of Venkat because the bond he has with Katha is mistakably something else. Like, it's
Mm.
unmistakably, as an astrologer, I can say a past life connection.
Mm.
They, I'm the third wheel when they are out.
Mm.
Of course, he gets the good bits. I get the spiky bits of parenting. He goes to work. I am work from home. I am the good bad cop. He is the good cop. So he gets the good bits.
Mm.
He's the party friend. I am the not exactly the party friend. Let's get the assignments done friend. You know what I mean? So uh yes, his job may seem easier. I get the spiky bits, but even then,
Mm.
I think that they have a bond that I'm not jealous of the bond. I'm jealous of him. Because I'm
Mm.
like, I'm supposed to be the mother, milk of humanity flowing through me or whatever. What happened? Like, how are you doing this so much with so much more ease than I do sometimes? He
Yeah.
handles her with so much more ease. It could also be that I'm handling her the whole day. And he
Yeah.
handles her for obviously way less time than I do. So it's easier maybe. But even then, it's very clear that very evident. How has our relationship changed? I think we've learned how to work as a team.
Mm.
When it comes to her, we are a team. We'll squabble because we have now become uncle and auntie on the side, right? But when it comes to Katha, we are on the same team.
Mm.
She cannot try and manipulate one against the other. That he's a puddle when it comes to her. Otherwise, but when she goes to him saying, "But Amma said this, but can you?" No, no, no. Amma said it. That means that is what it is, right?
Yeah.
Because whatever Amma says, I'm in agreement.
Yeah.
So we are pretty much okay so far with how we parent her and what it's done to our relationship. So far, we are good.
Yeah. Touch
No broken bones anywhere.
wood. Not that we can see.
Not that we can see.
Yeah. And you've often described parenting as magical, maddening, challenging, and fulfilling all at once. Could you share some moments or a story, maybe, or an instance that really illustrates this mix?
Hatha will, if she sees this podcast 15 years later, she's going to kill me. But I remember maddening when I truly didn't know what to do was we were traveling in the car back from school and she had I gave her a snack box and it had 3, 4 biscuits. And I generally, because I wanted to see if she'd share. So I said, "Can I have one?" She looked at me with utmost suspicion. She said, "Okay." She was 3. She was 3. And I took the biscuit and I ate it because I was also a little peckish, I think. And once I ate the biscuit, I can still hear I can still hear the rage. I want the biscuit back. I said, "But I've eaten it." "No, I want the biscuit back. Give it back to me." I said, "How can I give the biscuit back to you? I've already eaten it." "No, you do ulti and you give the biscuit back to me." And she has melted down for 45 minutes.
Wow.
And I'm like, "I'll give you a whole new packet of biscuits, but I cannot give you the biscuit you, by the way, generously offered me and now is in my tummy." So that was one. I don't know if I'm meeting your requirements, but same thing
Absolutely.
happened with she was obsessed with flushing. So we were also encouraging her independence, ye wo. By mistake, muscle memory, she was on the potty seat. I flushed. Bring it back. I said, "How can I bring it back? It's gone." No, bring it. You do potty. You bring it back. Sorry, I don't know. This is TMI for some people. So, when they, what this, the thing is this, okay? And I'm going to sum it up. Also, we've had some very philosophical moments. Recently, so she loves Krishna. We're not a very religious household. My husband's a complete non-believer. I'm what I am. And but she loves the story of Krishna also because he's also kind of a foster child, and he
Mm.
didn't live with his parents, and he went and lived with his adoptive or foster parents. She loves it, and she's obsessed with all Krishna stories. And one day she asked me, Amma, why are all gods male? Boys. She didn't use the word male. She said
Mm.
boys. Why aren't there any female gods, girl gods? I said, of course there are girl gods, so I named her. I said, but it might feel like there are more girl gods, boy gods than girl gods. That's not true. I said, do you know that the ultimate god, the one who gave birth to even the gods, is a girl, Shakti, like
Mm.
Devi. All gods come from her. So I told her this whole thing. And then one day, 2 days have passed, and she's come back and she wants to know, Amma, you told me that there's a god girl god who's like the first god or whatever. What color is she? What color would she be? Is she like Krishna? I said, you know
Mm.
what? You're actually right.
Right. Yeah.
You know? So she has these very philosophical questions with me. There was a time when she was very obsessed with death. So she would be like, I said, people go to the sky and they become stars when they die. Because my grandfather died 2 years ago. So I had to explain it to her. So 2 days back, 2 days later, again, she's thought about it. She's pondered over it. She comes back and she says, when we go to the sky, will we know we are going to the sky? And what if we don't like it there? You know?
Yeah. I also want to know.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, I would love to know too. So, I want to sum it up saying that, they say terrible twos,
Mm.
right? Terrible twos has got the bad rap. And then what happens when they turn 3?
Mm.
It's just a 2-year-old with job experience. Not original. Got it from a meme. This is what's a 4-year-old? Again, a 3-year-old with more job experience. It's not ending,
Yeah.
right? It's only the twos get a rap. I think that's the myth.
Mm.
Not just about adoption, about parenting. The myth is the terrible twos.
Yeah.
It's it's every age, I think,
Yeah.
literally, you know.
Yeah. And tell us about yourself. Where are you right now in your journey, balancing being a storyteller, a partner, a parent? What does your day-to-day look like? What does your day-to-day life is
So
looking
we
like?
wake up really early now because Katha's school starts at 8. So we get up at 6. I wake her up a little later. She's on the bus by 7:20.
Wow.
The day runs itself. We are a regular household. We have people who come and cook and clean, thankfully. Some days I do it. Venkat goes off to work. And then I get into my astrology. So as much as I do practice it in my own way, along with my tarot, I will always be a student of astrology.
Hmm.
So my entire day goes in revisiting my classes. I'm doing some advanced classes now. My entire day goes in astrology. This is my world. That's it. It's either Katha and her life and her school and her playdates, or it's astrology, or it's both happening at the same time somehow.
Hmm.
I'm not a good balancer, Neha. I don't know how to. I'm not one of those super moms. I'm not one of those super people who know how to balance. Some area of my life is always suffering because somehow I have these two main priorities, right?
Hmm.
And I must say, I was diagnosed with ADHD earlier this year. It's the first time I'm saying it out loud.
Wow.
Yeah, ADHD. And at the age of 48, ADHD is now nicely marinated in perimenopause. So even trying to get a balance in life, it's hopeless. You just go with the flow, clutch at whatever beautiful straws you get, and you keep flowing. That's it. So, but yeah, the day is pretty much chill for us.
Hmm.
Astrology is my world.
Hmm.
Katha is my world. And my husband is my world. So it works out fine, I think, at the end of the day.
Yeah. Yeah. And
When I say I'm a student of astrology, I also want to say I'm a student of motherhood. No
yeah.
one comes into motherhood fully ready.
Yes.
Nobody knows what's going on. You know, those mothers, mommy bloggers, mommy influencers who look like they've got their shit together. I can tell no one knows what the hell is going on. I can assure you
Yes.
this. And you have to be a student at every point. You have to say, I wake up today, I'm as old as my child.
Hmm.
When it comes to being a parent, right? You're not your biological age.
Yeah.
You are only as old as your child. So I'm a student right now in every way.
Yeah, yeah. I'm so glad you said that because my next question is about that. That, you said you're as old as your child. So, in that sense, you're also kind of rediscovering yourself. You're kind of, because motherhood is not just a part of you, it's a very critical part of your identity now. I want to know, has motherhood kind of changed the way you approach your creative work? Do you find Katha seeping into your stories, like literally, directly or indirectly?
Like I said, I wrote fantasy books for adults. And now what did I say? I want to write a children's book, right?
Yeah.
There's no way motherhood does not reshape you. And while I haven't written a word in many, many years, as long as Katha came home, you know what got activated when Katha came home? And if you see my chart, anybody who knows astrology, when they see the chart, when they see my birth chart, they will know.
Hmm.
She brought astrology into my life in the way I was looking at it before also, but the real activation that happens, no?
Hmm.
Oh, this is it. I found my purpose in life.
Hmm.
That year, I found two purposes in life, both the child and the modality, child and this magical science we call astrology. So I made a
Hmm.
tarot reader for 15 years. And now I know that any story I write, whether it's for adults or kids, I will also write it as a mother.
Right.
Um, no matter what the topic is, you know.
Yeah.
And because I'm very lazy, I like to blame it on her. I like to say, oh, I was to become a mother. I've not written another book. It's been 6 years. I should really be. But no, it's not her. It's me. Uh,
Hmm.
just my creative process. It's the way the wires are crisscrossed sometimes.
Yeah.
Also, with being so immersed in astrology, immersed in astrology is like being immersed, is like taking a deep dive into the ocean, right?
Yeah.
You don't know what you're going to find. You don't know when you'll come up. You know
Yeah.
how you're going to come up.
Yeah.
So I'm okay. I'm okay staying in that deep dive.
Yeah. Sounds beautiful. And do you find in the middle of it all, do you find time for yourself? What does me time look for you?
Thank you for asking this question. Because we are a generation grew up only seeing our moms tired,
Yes.
overworked,
Yes.
burdened with household responsibilities. Where today they'll all laugh and say, no, we love doing it. Of course, we love doing it all. I love that my child can see me rest.
Hmm.
I've built my life like that,
Yeah.
right? I like that my child sees that I am not a headless chicken from morning to night. It's a deliberate act of rebellion on my part. I
Yeah.
want to be very clear about this,
Hmm.
right? It's breaking a generational curse, trauma, generational, whatever you want, pattern in a way.
Yeah.
I want her to see a mom whose cup is full.
Yeah. How beautiful. How
I
beautiful.
want her to see because that is what she will embody
Yeah.
without guilt.
Hmm.
You know, you don't have to earn your rest.
Hmm.
There are days when I do nothing. She's at school, I'm reading, I'm watching my videos, I potter around, I sketch a little bit, I talk to my friends. What did I do through the day? Could look like nothing to somebody else because I didn't really cook or clean or do anything that women are expected to do during the day, right? And maybe this sounds very privileged, but I want to say even that privilege is an act of rebellion
Yeah.
because I allow myself that privilege. I
Yes.
know I know people who I know of people who have the same kind of uh, privileges, but they wear their stress as a badge.
Yeah.
And I want to break that generational pattern.
Yeah.
I don't want my child to see a tired mother.
Yeah.
I want her to see a mother who's resting, doing the things she loves in front of her.
Yeah. Beautiful. Beautiful. And tell me about friendships. Friendships and social circles often shift, I would say, after parenthood. Has that happened with you?
Yes, I remember when I said life is not balanced,
Yeah.
right? And I don't know how to do it. I'm hopeless at it. I clearly suck at it on some other level. They, especially in big cities, I think in Bombay, they say, oh, these mommy groups are very scary.
Hmm.
To drop your kids, all these mums, they're very scary and it's very cliquey and it's very, there's a lot of politics between mums and schools. And I went in with that in the back of my mind when I enrolled
Hmm.
them. And I want to say that I met some amazing women through this who are also moms.
Hmm.
Okay. Again, the myth,
Yeah.
not particularly about adoption, but about women in general,
Yeah.
right? And I am so grateful. And I did not, it was about Katha school and her social life and her educational journey. I did not set out to find a social component to her school
Yeah.
journey. It just happened. I think I found a village again, the second
Hmm.
village. Found some amazing women, writers, entrepreneurs, documentary filmmakers, stay at home moms, artists. We all come together, we parent together. It's beautiful. I have some very, very ancient friendships because
Hmm.
I'm like that. My friendships tend to last. Despite me, they last, if I can say so. And I think I try my best to balance it because
Hmm.
they may not be mums. Some of them are, some of them are not. They are very similar people again.
Hmm.
They are
Yeah.
creative people, kind people, amazing women
Hmm.
who are doing amazing things. And I'd like to believe that all these friendships are for life. And I don't want to segregate them as my mum friends and my
Yeah.
non-mom friends. Sometimes I do it for convenience so people know where I'm going, who I'm meeting. But my head,
Yeah.
once you become a friend to me, it doesn't matter. I don't have that segregation. But
Hmm.
I am not very good at balancing my social life.
Hmm.
Also because I have ADHD and certain amount of social anxiety and I have massive social burnout. So
Hmm.
yeah, I'll show up. Like even after this, I'll need a nap, to be
Yeah.
honest. Like I'll show up, I'll be good, but then it takes me two business days to recover.
Yeah, trust me when I say I don't have more than one recording on
Yes.
every couple of days. So it's just gets very tiring for me
I'll
as
be
well.
very talked out after this
Yes.
for all the right reasons.
Yeah.
And I won't. And so I have massive social burnout, a little bit of social anxiety. I don't do well in Raj groups. Weirdly, I think any friend that comes into my life accepts this about me. They love it.
Mm.
They work with it. No, they don't love it. They work with it. They work with it.
Yeah.
The level of acceptance that I get is amazing. So again, blessed, I would say, maybe,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
what. But yeah, balance is something that motherhood, for me, the most challenging aspect has been balance different aspects of my life.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, because you talk about challenge, I want to segue into overwhelm, the parenting overwhelm, how it comes over us sometimes. And could you share a moment when you felt particularly challenged and how you found your way through it?
I'll tell you how. I don't know about a particular moment, but I feel very touched out.
Hmm.
Also because of my neurodivergence, I feel, uh, when the whole day the child is at home and she wants to hug you, and children want to sit really close to you at this age,
Yeah.
right? Even if you tell them you play on your own, they want to come and sit really, and it's endearing. And I know mothers of older kids keep saying, enjoy it. This will not come back soon. They'll be sulky teenagers, shut up in their room, barely exchanging a word with you. But I feel very touched out. And I think this is
Mm.
a very common mum
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah.
Touched out, my ears start hurting after a while. Amma. Like if I had a penny for each time, coin for each time she says Amma, by the time it's 9 a.m. in the morning, Or if we could have a drinking game, then I'd be a drunk. I'll be an absolute drunk. So I think that mom overwhelm for me is also because it coincides. You have to remember I'm an older parent. And again, I want to say I'm so glad that I have parents who are of similar ages around me. Otherwise, most of the time when you are a mother of a 6-year-old, chances are you're only going to meet young 30-year-olds or 20-year-olds.
Yeah.
Late 20s, early 30s. Somehow, maybe because of the adoption angle. Also that's also great, right? Women exploring motherhood at the age that they feel ready.
Yeah.
So there are women who are in and around my age today, and we all have the same problem, which is perimenopause, right? And brain fog. Now, bring mom overwhelm, mom brain into that mix. This is what you get. How many times did we reschedule, right? And today, that's it. That's how the mom overwhelm works. I have committed to you for today, and I have beautifully picked a day when my staff is absent. And I knew they would be. I have advance notice. Today is yesterday was Visarjan. I know they're not going to show up. It is not registered in my mom brain, right?
Yeah.
I need an
Yeah.
assistant, clearly. Someone who's
I'll
not
apply.
perimenopausal.
I'll apply. Oh, I don't know if I'm
I
very.
cannot do another mum or someone around my age or my gender. I need a young person.
What a nice way of rejecting me, Sukanya. It's
I
like
am
you're rejecting me so
no.
nicely.
I will welcome you into my club as a no. I don't know if you're perimenopausal, but as a mum who gets what I'm saying. But I can't have you as an assistant. We will be doomed. I'm already doomed.
Okay, tell me on the flip side, what's one small moment, perhaps something very, very ordinary that has left a deep impact on you as a parent?
These are the questions that my I just feel like I'm really on the spot. I feel like with Katha, what I really noticed with her is how she brings my focus back into the things that absolutely escape my focus as an adult.
Hmm.
So I remember it was COVID and we had gone to my parents' place for a couple of months. And this 1-year-old child saw a butterfly for the first time in her life because we took a walk, Kerala. So we took a walk outside. There's a lot of trees and greenery. And she saw a butterfly for the first time.
Oh.
And I, the wonder in her eyes. And then I realized that I had not, for myself, registered really being wonder-struck with joy about a butterfly in a really long time.
Hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
As adults, we forget.
Yeah.
So I very cleverly use my child to bring wonder back into my life.
How beautiful.
And that is in the everyday things, right? Like
Hmm.
whether she draws something and shows it to me, saying, I do this for you today. And I realize, hey, I don't notice such things anymore, right?
Hmm.
And she's drawing, she's picking up.
Yeah.
Or I love that I'm back in the world of children's books. I
Hmm.
get to read to her every day.
Hmm.
Right? I love it. I love that I'm back in that world.
Yeah.
So I think I don't know about one moment.
Yeah. But this
It's
says,
it's a, it's a sum of all these
yes.
things together, right? The butterfly stood out for me. I remember thinking that
Yeah.
because from the age of 6 months to 1 year, she was inside the house, locked down.
Hmm.
And then we somehow took a flight to Kerala, and the first walk we took, we saw a butterfly. I still remember it was a white butterfly.
Wow. How
And
beautiful.
she used to say apata at that point. She didn't know how to say butterfly. She would say apata, apata, apata. I remember, I don't remember the last time I stopped and looked at a butterfly and felt wonder struck.
Yeah. 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 And this, tells me, I mean, this makes me curious about future. Looking ahead, you said, you mentioned earlier that if Katha watches this podcast, say 15 years from now, she'll be so angry about it. But what is something you hope Katha carries with her from the way you and Venkat are raising her? Um,
Raising us also. You are not wrong.
Yeah, raising
Yes.
yourself also.
Yeah.
And what is something that you hope she carries with her 15 years from now, 20 years from now?
You mean specifically about adoption or
No, 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 no. About
about the way we raise her?
yes, yes.
Being kind comes first.
Hmm.
I think this year and last year, this year she was in a space to understand it better.
Hmm.
But I started last year. I told her, you must watch out for the new kids in your class.
Hmm.
Because see, Katha herself is not the most extroverted child you will find initially. She takes time to open up.
Yeah.
She is shy. But since now you've been in that school for 3 years, look out
Hmm.
for the new kid, make sure that you talk to them. And this is something I'm going to tell her every year. I think kindness above all else.
Yeah.
Kindness.
Hmm.
And try and find something to laugh about every day.
Yeah.
Something. Be silly. We are very
Yeah.
silly. As a couple also, we tend to be quite silly.
Yeah.
We have the stupidest jokes that nobody else will get. And, we laugh. And some of those jokes are 24 years old. And we
But
still
is
laugh.
she in on those jokes now?
She's slowly getting in now. She's slowly getting in. She's funny herself. So and now if you ask me, put me on the spot, I will not remember. But she has said
Yeah.
a couple of really funny things. And I think what she will take away is learn, like, don't forget to be silly. Don't
Hmm.
forget to be, don't forget to laugh about something every day in a good way and be kind.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you were to sit across from your pre-parent self before Katha, before all of it, what is there a piece of advice you would want to give to her?
Good advice, but I tell her that, see, the pre-parent Katha is also, sorry, pre-Katha Sukanya is also the woman who kept wondering if she should be a mom,
Oh,
right? Whether motherhood was for her. So I tell her, you're doing all
yeah.
right. You, you, you're
You're
doing
doing
all
more
right.
than all right.
You're doing okay, right?
Yeah.
Because when I took the decision to that I wanted a child, it wasn't about, and I say this to anybody who's a little ambivalent about having kids. I say, don't ask yourself, do I want to be pregnant?
Hmm.
Women mainly. Um, Ask yourself, do I want to experience motherhood? Because
Hmm.
there are myriad ways in which you can experience motherhood.
Yes.
Just one. There's not just one way, right?
Yeah.
So many ways in which you can experience motherhood. So many. It's not, do I want to go to the gynecologist and try another time? No, that's not the answer. That's not the question or the answer. The question you really need to ask yourself is, do I want to be a mother?
Hmm.
Right? Because that kind of transcends the obstacles in your way
Yeah.
to
I
be.
wish I had heard this 5 years back or sometime earlier, because then that would have, you know, I don't know. Things happen when they have to happen, I guess. But it's just that I never thought of it this way. I always thought that, oh, I don't want to bring a child out in this world through my tummy, things like that. So it was always like that for me. I mean, ultimately, I got pregnant and I got a child out of my tummy because I got over that thing,
Yes.
whatever. But I never thought of it this way. It is just such a beautiful way of looking at motherhood. That do you want to be a mother?
No, I'll tell you why, Neha. Because as around the world, especially in India, maybe, but also around the world, women are not really given the choice.
Yeah,
We are extremely lucky people, privileged people, that we get to choose whether we want to be mothers or not. Most of the time, it just happens.
yeah,
But trust into it,
yeah,
trust into that role, right? My mom became a mom when she was 21.
yeah,
21, I didn't know my ass from my elbow, man. Like,
yeah,
being a
yeah,
mom is unimaginable for me.
yeah,
So I think that that is also, having that choice, you've got to use it well.
yeah.
Not everybody gets to choose.
Hmm.
Not everybody gets to choose.
Yeah, nice. And now we are coming to an end. So I have one final question for you. If you had to share one piece of wisdom or insight with our listeners that kind of encapsulates who you are and what you stand for as a parent and as well as a storyteller, what would that be?
tough one because so many things. And I think the one thing that I want to tell people as a human being, let's just not
Hmm.
storyteller, not a mother, is never stop learning.
Hmm.
Don't think this is my child and she's younger in age to me. I brought her into this world or whatever. So I'm always going to have the role of the teacher.
Hmm.
Children teach you so much.
Yeah.
Not always in an easy way. That, like I told you, therapy happened. I had to literally run to therapy because I suddenly was faced with all these parts of myself that I had not
Yeah.
addressed, right? And I don't want that person to be who she sees all the time. It's tough. It's tough. I am not a perfect parent. So I
Hmm.
think my only one of the key bits of advice for anybody in any whatever stage of life you are in, be open to learning.
Yeah.
Be open to learning. Be open to discovering, because what you think is a particular belief system today may not exist in your life tomorrow.
Yeah.
It can change and evolve.
Yeah. Yeah.
Be a student. Be a student of life.
Beautiful.
That's it.
So nice, Sukanya. This has been such a rich and heartwarming conversation. Thank
Same.
you.
I enjoyed talking to you.
Thank you for letting us into your world. And thank you for being a part of this
For
podcast
inviting me.
today. Hmm. And to our listeners, I hope you're taking away as much warmth and reflection from this episode as I am. If you enjoyed this conversation, please do subscribe, share parenthood with other parents in your circle, and leave us a review. It helps more parents find these stories and feel a little less alone. Until next time, this is Neha signing off from Parenthood. See you next week. Bye bye.